Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the instructions in the video description.
So 510 Twin River in Rhode Island, I
Yep.
believe.
All right. 510
So
Twin River.
I'm at Boston for a client trip, and I figure put a few poker sessions. So I go to Twin River, 510.
Okay.
And it's a 1,000 cap game.
Yep.
And we are pretty deep. So we're around like 11 p.m. So we've been playing for a while. The villain here, the villain here is like a Caucasian in his 20s. In his late 20s. I think he plays this professionally. I'm not sure, but he plays pretty snug, but he's a good thinking player. That's kind of the description I have.
Okay.
So I am a villain under the gun +1 leads at 40.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How deep are you guys?
We are I'm 3.8, and he has about 2.5K.
Okay, so 2.5K effective. And now
2.5K effective.
UTG1 raises to 40? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So that's the villain that we're talking about.
Okay.
He's UTG +1.
Yep.
He bets 40.
Mm-hmm.
Hero is in the middle position. I 3-bet it to 155 with Queen, Spade, Queen, Club, 2 black queens.
Okay. So you have pocket queens, 40. You make it 155 and MP1. Okay.
Yes. Folds to him.
Okay.
And he thinks it for a while. He thinks for like 2 seconds and calls. So we're heads up.
Okay.
Flop is around 310.
Okay.
And it comes deuce, 3, rainbow.
Okay. Deuce, 3, rainbow.
I believe, yeah, rainbows. We don't need to worry about the suits. Doesn't really matter in this case. He's first to act. He checks, and I see that 110.
Okay. So
and
check.
He quickly,
Okay.
checks to me, and I make it 110. I see that's 110, and he quickly raises to 340. Now, that's kind of giving me a lot of alarm bells, especially in this deuce 3 rainbow board. And I know he's a thinking player, and if we were to kind of talk about ranges, I mean, I guess sometimes he could be slow playing ace, king, but, it's kind of, this board favors my range a lot more. So I'm not sure what he's really repopping it to.
Well, but the thing is that you use that small sizing on the flop, which I think is fine, to be honest with you. I mean, the only thing that I would say though is that you guys are pretty deep. So, I mean, on a board like this, I mean, the theory is that you kind of bet small to try to force them to call with kind of weaker hands. I think you're right. There aren't a lot of people that are sophisticated enough to just call with aces and kings and play it as a check raise, but. You will definitely have people spaz and check raise with smaller overpairs here. I mean, I don't think there's anything for you to do here but call,
Right, definitely. So anyways, alarm bells are hitting me right off the bat on the flop.
Well, I wouldn't have, I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't have alarm bells. I would think that I probably have the best hand, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. So I think about it for a couple of seconds and I call for 340.
Okay.
Now, turn is total of 990 around, roughly.
Okay.
So almost a 1K pot. Comes out to be an ace.
Okay.
Ace X. So I think there's 2 clubs now, I believe, but again, it doesn't, I guess that could be a factor, but there's 2 clubs now. It's an ace of clubs.
Okay. I'm just going to put the rainbow suits here just so that we can visualize it. Okay, so deuce, 3, and now the ace of clubs. Okay.
Yes. He then leads out 380. So with a third pot bet.
Okay.
A little bit over.
Yep.
40% pot. And then I call. So far, what do you think I have no other choice, right? I'm not gonna raise here. I'm just gonna call here. Well, actually, you know what? I take a step back, and when the turn comes out to an ace and he leads 380, I mean, I'm thinking what his range could be, what his possible holdings could be. I mean, I don't think there could be a slight possibility he has ace king here, but I don't know if he would, raise me on the flop like that. I just don't know if he would play it like that.
Well, it's sort of it's really strange. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely strange for him to it's definitely strange for him to like continue to bet this card here on the turn, right? Because like what we said was that if he had a smaller overpair, something like that, why would he continue to bet here on the turn as an ace? But you're still getting a price though. So,
Right. Right.
I sort of find it hard to believe that he's going to have ace deuce suited here. It really depends on the suits. Like if, we've gone over this before. If the ace and the deuce were the same suit, then there are three ace deuce suiteds. If they were different, there are only two ace deuce suiteds. Then like pocket threes, is he opening and is he playing that strong as a full house? A lot of people aren't going to do that. So, I mean, I would certainly call again.
Right. And that's what I do. I call.
Okay.
The river is about 1750.
Okay.
And it comes out to be a king of hearts. Now, it's a very interesting river because, all right, let me actually finish the action. So, king comes out and he checks it over to me.
All right.
That's kind of very weird and strange when he checks it over to me.
All right, so let's talk about this here. So, the pot's just, 1700 and change. Okay.
Yeah.
So you down bet the flop as the three better with queens, deuce, deuce, three, rainbow. He raises you to 340. You call, turns the ace of clubs. He bets like 380 and 990. You call, and now the river is the king of hearts, and now he checks. So normally, what that would represent, obviously, is the fact that he's not going to have like a super strong hand here. Like, if he somehow did this with ace king, but I could possibly see him check raising the flop with like a wheel draw and now just sort of shutting it down. So, I'm a really thin value bettor, obviously, but I find it really, really hard, even if you do have the best hand here more than 50% of the time, when the pot is so big, for you to bet and get called by a hand that is worse than yours more than 50% of the time.
Sure.
And that's really what we look at when we're going to value bet. Not only do you have to have the best hand, but you have to be called. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I want your opinion on this. So here were my thoughts. So I'm removing a few combos like pocket aces, pocket kings, and ace king are kind of four bet pre-hand. So if I were to have some removals, I would remove ace, ace, king, king, and ace king. Sometimes ace king he could flat bet, but I would think he would four bet. Typically in that kind of pre-flop action. So would he, like you said, he could have a wheel draw like an ace five suited or ace four suited. Now, if he does have that, that was definitely in my mind, and the turn is an ace. Now I'm losing to an ace, which is any wheel combo I'm losing. Now when the river comes a king, I feel like I have to turn my queens into a bluff. I don't know if I have any value. I don't have any showdown value with queens because he has so many. He could have eight. I don't think he would re-raise with jacks.
I think, I don't know, man. I think queens are. I mean, you certainly could have kings here. You know what I mean? And you could have aces and stuff, but I don't think I would turn queens into a bluff here. I mean, you're going to be saying that like he's specifically going to have ace four and ace five, take this line with it from raising from under the gun, and then check fold if you blast here as a bluff. Yeah, I mean your hand does look strong, but I think that queens is too far up in your range here. I don't think you need to turn it into a bluff. I'm trying to think of like the hands that you might bluff with might be like, occasionally if you've got like a 5-6 of clubs or something like that you had three bet or something that picks up a backdoor club draw, or you thought that, it wouldn't be that out of the realm of possibility if you had three bet with like, say, queen jack of clubs, down bet the flop and a guy basically clicked up a min raise and you had a bunch of backdoor equity, you might call.
Sure.
Those hands, those are the ones that you'd bluff with, but I don't really see the point here and turning this into a bluff. What ended up happening? What did you do?
So I ended up checking it back after thinking it for about a minute, and he shows deuce three. So he flopped the boat. Deuce three.
He opened from under the gun one with deuce three and called the three bet.
It's insane. So I guess my description of him as a solid reg is not. It could be it's questionable.
Well, certainly. Again, and obviously he's not going to fold either. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not going to fold. It's kind of interesting as to what, obviously it's tough for me to get myself in this situation and his hand in a three bet pot, but I feel like his hand is almost like a bet fold, like this deep. And I know that some people might scream and be like, because if he bets here again, you're not really raising with ace king. you almost always have like aces and kings. Now people can play a game of, oh, but you're capped, and how are you going to fold that with deuce three? Yes, I understand the MDF and stuff like that, but I just wonder if someone's actually going to have a bluff in this particular spot. But I appreciate it. That's a fun little call. Thank you very much for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.